Lucia. She's so proud of that big old branch she just trimmed. And her latest thing is she carries around these big old rocks. Digs them up and carries them around. We're out here in the Texas Hill Country where there's a lot of rocks. And then Tux. Where's Tux? Tux is my pit bull mix. If he comes around here, I'll show you him. But anyways, look at her posture. Lucia, I was going to say, for those of you who are interested in getting a Cane Corso, I'm going to be breeding her probably at the end of this year to an import male, black coat male. So, but I was going to say, why female's probably better for a first-time Cane Corso owner. Because some people have asked me about that recently. So my first Cane Corso was Ozzy, and I didn't have a female Cane Corso for my first time. But he was a little bit harder to handle. I will say that, because he's much heavier. And the females can get pretty heavy though. Make no mistake there. They're very, very heavy as well. But oh, there's Tux. Tuxie, he's just chilling over here. What you doing, Tux? What you doing, Tux? He kind of minds his own business over there. Well, anyways, y'all, Gypsy, give me that rock. She's got a rock. Give me that rock. So, yeah, the females, they're usually a little bit more, I don't want to say more protective, but some people say they're more protective than the males. The reason I kind of hesitate to say that is because even the males are extremely protective. So the females, in my opinion, and from what I've heard from other owners, is that the females tend to really stick by their owner a little bit more. And I found that to be true in my pack. If there's a perceived threat, the pack will go investigate it, but the females will always come back to me periodically just to check on me, where the males don't do that. At least that's my experience. The male's always at the front line where the perceived threat is. And Dolce's like constantly by my side. And so is Lucia. They usually circle back to me and make sure that I'm okay, or one of them will just stick by my side while the rest of the pack is at the front line, so-called front line, wherever the perceived threat is. But anyways, the other reason why a female might be a little bit better is, like I was saying, they're a little bit lighter than the male, and they mature in general. Not always true, depends on the dog, but in general they mature a little bit quicker than the males, as far as emotionally and mentally and all that. Isn't that true in humans as well? Alright, don't hate on me, y'all males. But yeah, this is just generally speaking. Of course there's always variations in that, but and so yeah, now the downside is that, of course, these are all generalizations. I've found that females can be a little bit more stubborn, but I probably shouldn't say that, because the male Cane Corsos can be extremely stubborn as well. But females are very determined. Like, that's what I've been noticing in my pack. Now Lucia, the reason why I want to breed Lucia is because of her temperament, as well as her fantastic structure. Man, she's just got a absolutely spot on structure for the breed standards. But her temperament, get out of it, Lucia. Get out of it. Shh. She's digging some hole. I don't want her to be pursuing any kind of wild animal. Could be like a porcupine, or who knows. Good girl, Lucia. See, she listens very well. So her temperament is perfect for a first-time owner, because hi, baby girl, she's very even-tempered. She's not as intense as the dominant female that I have, Dolce. And she's very lovable, very obedient, extremely intelligent. She's always, you can see the wheels turning behind her head, her eyes. She's just constantly observing. And she's cautious. She's aloof to strangers. She's not very like happy-go-lucky, because you want to maintain that protective nature in them. And a dog that's extremely protective is not going to be going up to strangers and wagging their tail and letting people they don't know pet them. That, to me, that's not a good sign in a dominant guardian breed. Now, if you want a lab or you want like a happy-go-lucky family dog, yeah, that's probably a desirable trait. But as far as I'm concerned, for what I was looking for an extreme protection dog, that's not what I was wanting as a trait. And if she was like that, I wouldn't want to breed her. But I've noticed she's extremely protective. She's aloof to strangers. She's not aggressive, at least not when I don't want her to be. She can put on an aggressive front when there's somebody that looks suspicious, that's like approaching the car quickly, you know, or like if we're walking on a darkly, poorly lit street in the middle of nowhere, and I've got her, she can put on an aggressive front, like don't mess with us type of front. I like that. I like that trait. That's a Cane Corso trait. I mean, that's not to say that they're going to be aggressive when they shouldn't be. You still have to socialize them and teach them not to act out on their own. We should really be looking to you for guidance. But she's very moldable, very trainable, obedient, even-tempered. Those are all the traits that I think are very good for a first-time owner. And that's part of why I want to breed her. Lucia! I gotta cut the grass today or tomorrow, y'all. This weekend I gotta cut the grass. It's getting out of hand. I just got a new weed eater. Gotta unbox it. Lucia, good girl. See how her recall? Her recall is fantastic. And it didn't take much to train her. So it depends on the individual Cane Corso. Some are easier to train than others. Some are more stubborn than others. I found that she was relatively easy to train. She's extremely intuitive. She doesn't bark a lot either. That's another highly desirable trait, at least for me. She barks when there's a perceived threat, but she won't bark at a squirrel, for example. Whereas Dolce will. Dolce's got a really high prey drive. Lucia, her prey drive isn't as high as Dolce, which I like that. She's not going to like chase small animals as readily as Dolce would. Lucia, she's trying to get that sugarberry tree leaf, I think. What is it, Lucia? Let me see. Let me see this. Let me see this. And her eyes are just mesmerizing. Her eyes are gorgeous, y'all. Lucia. Look at her, these two girls. See Dolce, dominant female on the right there. Lucia. Here's Ozzy. Do Cane Corsos drool? A lot of first-time owners want to know that, or potential first-time owners. So yeah, they do drool. They do slobber and drool, but not 24/7, not constantly. You see, like for example, she's not drooling right now. In fact, she drools the least, honestly, of my pack. She drools the least. That's another reason why she'd be a good breeding female. It's a desirable trait, and a lot of people are turned off by the drool. It doesn't bother me, but she will drool if she's like excessively sweating, but definitely not as much as Ozzy and Dolce. Dolce actually drools less than Ozzy. Ozzy's probably the one that drools the most because he's the heaviest. He carries the most body heat and all that. And Dolce here. Oops, don't eat the stem there. Good girl, baby. So honestly, I've only seen Lucia drool like a few times. It's very rare that she'll drool. She's very athletic, so she's going to be a good working dog. Like if someone wanted her, if she does produce offspring that are similar to her, which she may not, you know, but chances are a lot of her genetics will be passed down, her traits to her litter. Get out of it, Lucia. Get out of it. Get out of it. No. Come here, baby. Come. Lucia, come. Come back over here. Good girl, baby. Here, come. Good girl. So she, hi, baby girl. Yeah, so she, no shit. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. I forgot what I was saying, y'all. Dolce's got pretty eyes too. Good girl. Gypsy, she doesn't want to let go of that rock. Good girl. Yeah, so she doesn't bark incessantly, whereas Dolce is very vocal. And Dolce, the sire of Dolce's litter, Dolce's the male that sired the litter, he was very vocal, and the breeder told me that. And he actually passed down that trait to Dolce because she's extremely vocal. Like, she'll bark when she wants me to throw the stick. She'll bark when she sees a squirrel. She'll definitely bark when there's a perceived threat, which is, you know, what I want, but I don't want all that extra barking. Lucia won't do that. Lucia very, very, like, if you watch my videos, I think it's only like 1 or 2 videos you'll see her barking, and it's if like a big dog is approaching the vehicle or a big male is approaching the yard or something like that, she'll bark. Good girl, Lucia. So, and like I said, her structure is phenomenal. Lucia's structure. She's got the height that I like. Like I said, she's built like a male. She's probably thinner than she's going to end up being because she's still growing. They don't stop growing till 2 to 3 years of age, really 3 years of age. Most of her height is complete now, but she'll still gain a little bit of height, but mostly she's going to start filling out like Ozzy. She'll start to be filling out in her musculature and everything. But man, y'all, she's almost as tall as this really tall male. Ozzy's the tallest at the tallest end of the spectrum as far as breed standards in a Corso. He's 27 and a half, nearly 28, just about 28 inches at the withers. It's extremely tall for a Corso, still within the breed standard. And Lucia, I gotta measure her, but just by eyeballing it, when she stands next to Ozzy, she's just an inch or two seemingly shorter than him, so that's extremely tall for a female. Hey, baby. Matter of fact, she was so tall, so much taller than my other female, that I did a genetic test because I'm like, I wonder if she has some Great Dane in her lines. And that's partly why I did that genetic test. And then the genetic test results came back as 100% Cane Corso, with the added benefit of that test showing 256, I believe, genes that were tested in her, and all came back as normal, no variations, no genetic abnormalities or anything like that. So that's another reason why I feel that she'd be a good breeding female. And then I've mentioned this before, but I'm still going to get her hips and elbows tested just to make sure there's no dysplasia. And I don't expect there to be, because she moves like a dream. She has beautiful movement. She's never had any issues with musculoskeletal problems or anything like that. She's never had any signs of that. So very strong female, very healthy, and looking forward to seeing what she produces. When I secure the deposit for the male that I'll be breeding her with, when I secure that deposit, it's out of Europe, and they ship the semen to a fertility vet, and that of my choosing. So they'll ship that genetic material over. When I do that, like I said, the security deposit is about like 5,000 euros. It's roughly $5,000 or so. But then I will post pictures and everything of the male and give you more info of that male. But before I do that, I don't want to kind of advertise which male I'm going to be using, because I want to make sure it's a done deal first. Lucia. But if that is the male, y'all, you're going to be, whoa, he's gorgeous. Beautiful black male. Very big boned, nice head structure, head type and everything. Also tall. Very broad chest. Lucia has a very broad chest as well. You better get out of it, Lucia. Lucia. Good girl. Good girl. Get out of it. Get out of it. Good girl, baby. Good girl, Lucia. See, she likes to please the owner like a lot of Cane Corsos do. Good girl. Even though Cane Corsos, like relative to a Presa Canario, I think Presa Canario is more headstrong, more independent. It's harder to train than a Corso. Cane Corso can be extremely stubborn as well, depending on the particular dog that you get. But in general, I think that for a strong, dominant guardian breed like this, they do like to please the owner. So in that sense, they're a little easier to train. Oh, see how Lucia is trying to dominate the alpha male. See how tall she is compared to Ozzy. Texas playing referee. Now she will back down to Dolce. Dolce is the dominant female, the beta dog of the pack. So the alpha, beta, Tux is the omega, and then Dolce, and then Lucia is in the middle. Just exactly what I was looking for my pack dynamic. The Pitbull Gypsy is trying to be on the same footing, if not higher, than the beta female. So I'm watching that, trying to train the Pitbull to back down. She needs to back down to the beta female. So that's a work in progress. So far it's going okay. But even though Lucia will yield to the more dominant female, she still puts up a challenge and she stands her ground when she needs to. She's not afraid of she's not afraid of Dolce. She just respects Dolce. Highly desirable trait for my pack. That's exactly what I was looking for. Now see how wide her chest is compared to Dolce's. Striking difference already. And she's younger than Dolce, 3 years younger. So isn't that striking? If you look at the two females' chest, width of the chest, Lucia's much more filled out, muscular. Taller legs, wider chest, actually a bigger head. Go get it. Get it, good girl. Good girl. Get it, Lucia. Lucia, bring it here. Bring it here, good girl. How long her legs are. Dolce, good girl. Bring it here, Lucia. So I'll clip in another video of Lucia, so you can see a little bit more of her body type and her posture. I got a good segment of it on another video that I'll try to clip in here so you can see her posing for the camera. she's gorgeous. I'm very happy with her. Dolce girl. A lot of people ask me, will you be keeping behind a puppy if you do have a litter? If Lucia has a litter, will you be keeping behind one of her puppies? And I really would love to, but we'll see. Lots of variables in that decision that still I have to consider. I don't want to have another male in my pack if I can help it. Especially because I have females in my pack. If I didn't have any females, and I might consider having another male in my pack. But there's just so much potential for a fight to develop between two males, especially in the presence of other females. Give me this. Give me this too. Lucia. Good. Sit, good girl. Good girl, baby. Dolce. Sit. Dolce. Good. Sit, baby girl. Ready? Ready? Ready, Lucia? Go get it. Get it, Dolce. Good girl. Good girl. And Lucia can run. She's a sprinter, y'all. She can actually outrun all of the dogs in this pack. So extremely athletic. Very strong female. Good girl. See how much taller? Oh, you can't really see it unless I go on the side here. You can kind of see there how much taller. Look how much taller Lucia is than this full-grown female. So you can even see where the legs are. How much longer the legs are. Good girl, Lucia. Dolce. So that's why I think she'd be like if she produces any female similar to her, I think it'd be perfect for people that were like most people, they want a male Cane Corso. I think a lot of people do because the male Cane Corso epitomizes the breed. Very, very large, very strong, very powerful, bigger heads. But the beauty of Lucia is that she has a lot of traits of a male physically. And so, but with the desirable traits of a female, as far as a little bit easier to control and emotionally and the behavior aspects of it. Good girl. Love her eyes, y'all. Good girl. Now, what I've noticed with the blue or the gray coat, good girl, Lucia. Ready? Is that, and I noticed this in Aussie, so when you get them as puppies, their eyes are this bright, gorgeous blue color. And then as they mature, their eyes start to take on the color of their coat a little bit more. And I was reading somewhere, and correct me if you think otherwise, but that the Cane Corso's eye color usually matches their coat more in the breed standard. I don't know if that's true, but I've noticed that, yeah, Ozzy's eyes kind of turned a little bit more gray than blue, which is still very beautiful to me. Lucia's are a little bit more, they're grayish, but they've retained a lot of their blue color. It's more like a misty gray blue. So beautiful. See how she's not afraid of Dolce? She's very confident, and I love that trait in her. She's very, very confident. Not afraid. Will definitely put up a challenge, but recognizes when it's getting too intense that she's not going to persist if it's going to be a fight. She's not going to challenge to the point of provoking a fight with Dolce. She knows her place in the pack. Very desirable trait. What is it, Oz? So you see a wild animal. I have to be careful for porcupines because we've had 2 encounters over the last year with porcupines where, and I did a video of it, where, let me see, baby, where the dogs got really just Dolce and Tux, the 2 most prey-driven dogs. where they got a muzzle full of porcupine quills, and it was a very expensive vet visit. Lucia, get out of it. Lucia, get out of it, baby. Get out of it. Get. Good girl. Good girl, Lucia. Very good. Good girl. See, she listens very well. Very, very well. Good girl, Lucia. Good girl, my baby. Good girl. Good girl. Ozzy. What's she doing? This is my good girl. This is my good girl, Dolce. This is my good girl. See how Dolce is by my side, y'all? That's an example of what I was talking about. She, being female, I think it's part of her female temperament. She's just very close to me most of the time. Good girl. When anything is like out of the ordinary, when I seem a little stressed, or when there's something, a perceived threat, she'll go to the front line and then she'll circle back to me right away to check on me. And Lucia has that same behavior. And you know, a lot of people have commented, and I kind of agree with this, is that they think that, you know, it's a trait of the female, is that they have to be extremely protective because they have to guard their litter of pups, you know, biologically. So they're just extremely confident and protective. Give me this. Give me this. Well, the males are extremely protective, of course, as well. But females are very emotionally intelligent. And maybe that's the word I'm trying to convey, is that compared to the male Cane Corso, that the females are maybe a little bit more emotionally intelligent. And you know, it's a subtle variation, a subtle difference, because the males are also, just being Cane Corsos, they're emotionally intelligent just because they're Cane Corsos. Cane Corso has a very good intuition about what a true threat is and what's not. Although you still do have to train and socialize it not to overreact. Lucia! Oh, Lucia! Give me this! Give me this! How high she can jump. Give me this. Get it, girl. Good girl. Good sit. Good sit, Lucia. And also her paws are straight. They're not splayed to the sides. A lot of heavier dogs, if they don't have really good genetics, you'll see their paws start to splay outward like that to the outside. Her paws, she stands very straight, so love that. That's a good trait. She's a really good musculoskeletal condition is very good. Ready? See how her eyes are a little bit more grayish. Good girl, ready? Go get it. Get it, Lucia. Get it, Lucia. Good girl, Dolce. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Get it, girl. Get it, Lucia. Get it, Dolce. Get it, Dolce, girl. Get my chucks. Get it, Gypsy. I'm so glad Gypsy is, she's distracted. Dolce is going for the bigger stick. She's setting her sights on bigger things. Come on, baby. Give me this. Give me this stick. Give me this stick. Give me this one. Give me this one. Oh, y'all, this video is actually pretty long. Here comes Ozzy. So yeah, let me end this video. It's getting really long here, and stay tuned for more on Lucia as the year goes by, and I'll show you the results of her hip and elbow test when I get that done. Like I said, I'm going to be posting the information on the male that I plan to sire the litter with for her, and as soon as I get the deposit on that, yeah, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching, y'all. We'll see you on the next one. you there's that confidence in her. She's... Ozzy! Ozzy! Yeah, she brought that branch in. Hey, Papa. Ozzy. Ozzy, hey, Papa. Okay, let me get this branch out of the way. Lucci! Hey, Tuxie. It's my Tux. There's my Tux. Give us a smile, Tux. A half smile. There you go. Give us a half smile. He just got his teeth cleaned. He's got pearly whites. Give us a smile, Tux. What's good? What's good, Tux? What's good? What's the good word? What's the good word today? What's the good word? Oh, Gotcha. Bring me that stick. Bring me that stick. Gotcha, good. Bring me that stick. Okay, baby. Yes. Yes. There's Bruce, my brother's dog, old man Bruce. Here it is, baby.